Right, hello my lovelies. Can you make sure... Hi, thank you. You get a cookie later. Can we make sure our phones are on silent? Yep. Just making sure mine was before I don't trust myself, honestly. As I said many a time, we only want communication with spirit, not the outside world. It's me putting my watch on silent as well, because my mum will phone. Night mode. There we go. Right, I'm good. Right, we're all good. We all had a good couple of weeks. We're all chilled. We're all in very good spirits. We've all brought those good spirits with us tonight, yeah? That's the spirit. No pun intended. Right, I got the lovely Andrew back with us, stepping in because Colin's got a family emergency. So we're all going to be very nice and welcome him. Yay! So if you can just open however you want to do it. Thank you.
Hey friends, if I could ask you to just join me in a brief opening prayer then, please. Heavenly Father, Spirit, guides and helpers, we thank you for the opportunity to come together in this wonderful sanctuary as like-minded souls this evening. I would ask that as the veil between the two worlds be drawn back, that my guides and helpers may step forward and allow me to work with them in love, light and sincerity. Amen.
Thank you. Right, I'm up. I'm not going to go for it all again. You know the drill. I've got the healing book here. I'm going to read it out. Apparently, I'm going to go for it again. I'm going to read it out. We're just going to send out lots of lovely, happy vibes to these people and to everywhere it goes. And then we're just going to chill. Great Spirit, in this time of emotional unrest, financial strain and power struggles across the world, we take a moment out of our busy lives to sit here in the company of Spirit, our loved ones and higher powers, to raise energy which we will send out to all those in need of healing, both physical and mental. We will wrap them in a cloak of protection and ask that all energies we raise here tonight are sent where it is needed most and for those listed below. Healing list is Darren, Sheila, Wendy, Caledonia, Seffi, Michael, Hilary, Janet, Betty, Mick, is that Beth, Felix, Melanie, Terry, Ricky, Maureen, Sue, Sam, Robert, Craig, Katie, Scott, Sylvia, Clive and Christine. If you just take a moment, that'd be lovely. Lovely, thank you very much. I have to be very conscious of the fact that I can't breathe that deeply when I've got this. Sometimes I sound like a phone worker. And that's not fun. Anyone that's listening back to it's going to be, wow, this isn't what I signed up for. I've got a little reading here, and it's a little story that I found the other day, and a few people have spoken to me about whether their loved ones in spirit protect them, whether they look around and look after them, and this is a nice little story for that. Shaking a pot of pink nail varnish, I took Sue's frail hand in mine. "I'll paint your nails for you," I told her. "Thanks, darling," she smiled, grateful. Sue was my boyfriend's mum. She lived in a nursing home and she had advanced Alzheimer's. I visited her every week and took in her 3 beloved cats. Sometimes I'd take my manicure kit so that she could feel pampered. 2 years later, when she passed away, I tearfully attended her funeral. Driving on the motorway afterwards, I thought about how much I'd miss her. Cruising along, hitting almost 70 miles an hour, a huge lorry appeared from nowhere. Before I knew it, the massive vehicle had smashed into me. The truck spun my car around 3 times and then squashed it against the concrete wall of the motorway. My car rolled about 50 metres down the highway. When I finally came to a halt, I opened my eyes. I was reeling with shock at what had just happened. Still in a daze, I tried to open my car door, but it wouldn't budge. Knowing I needed to get out, I crawled out through the passenger window. I realised that the lorry had gone. The driver had fled the scene. In a dreamlike state, I walked out into the motorway traffic, but the cars kept whizzing past me. Tapping 999 into my phone, I got through to an operator, but the person on the other end of the line couldn't seem to hear me, so I hung up. Feeling invisible, I was convinced that I died in a collision and was experiencing an out-of-body experience. No one stopped for me as I wandered about 20 metres down the highway. Then I lay down beside the road and closed my eyes so that I could go to heaven. What followed was surreal. I felt very calm and peaceful and totally unafraid, but a strong feeling of disappointment also washed over me. I was going to die before I'd ever become a mother. I was leaving this world without a legacy. This must be why I'd never had a child, as I'd be leaving them without a mum, I realised. Then suddenly I felt Sue's presence envelop me like a warm hug. In that moment, I knew that everything would be all right. A passing motorist saw my lifeless body on the side of the road and called an ambulance. When the paramedics arrived, they couldn't believe that I was alive. How did you survive that? They asked, pointing at the car. It was a total wreck, yet I'd survived the impact without a scratch. After being checked over, I was allowed home. The car, of course, was a total write-off. I felt lucky to be alive and kept replaying the crash, but I couldn't shake the epiphany I'd had on the roadside, my longing to be a mum. I knew I needed to have a serious chat with my boyfriend. Sitting him down, I told him all about my desire to have children, but when he made it clear that he was on an entirely different page to me, I made a really difficult decision. I'm sorry, but it's over, I told him. At 34, I began IVF, and at 37, I welcomed a gorgeous baby boy. You're beautiful, I told my son as I wrapped him up in a blanket and planted a soft kiss on his head. I couldn't believe my dream had finally come true. Arlo, now 3, is a cheeky, fun-loving little boy and remains the love of my life. I chronicle my adventures as a solo mum on Instagram to encourage other women that long to be mothers to consider doing it on their own before it's too late. That near-death experience changed my life. I think Sue ensured my survival because she saw my disappointment at not having been a mum. I'm convinced that she took care of me that day and let me fulfil my dream. So that's me done. Thank you for listening to me prattle on as usual, and I'm going to pass you over to Andrew to do whatever he wants to do.
Thank you very much. Right, good evening, friends.
That's not an offer to do anything racially weird, though, by the way. No. I'll just put that out there.
Okay. Right, some of you I know have definitely seen me before. I recognise a few faces. Those that haven't seen me before, I'll just quickly tell you how I work. So I'm what's known as a clairsentient medium. So I get a feeling of what spirit are trying to tell me, and then I basically work as kind of a translator and try and translate that, hopefully in a way that you will understand. That being said, sometimes I do get things slightly wrong. I can get things slightly the wrong way around sometimes. So please, if I give you a date and I'm a day either side, don't shoot me, please. The other thing I would say is if I bring through somebody that you really don't want to speak to, please don't do nope, don't know who they are, can't take them, doesn't sound like anybody I know. Just let me know that you'd rather not talk to that person. Spirit won't be offended by that. Just because you didn't like them here doesn't mean you've got to like them now they're over there. That's absolutely fine. But as I say, please just let me know and then I can ask for somebody else to step forward for you. Okay. Lastly, if I come to, let's say I come over to the gentleman sat here and I get 3 no's from you, you can't take what I'm saying to you. Generally, I will move on from then unless I know I'm 100% with you. However, that being said, if somebody sat fairly close around, if you happen to be able to understand everything I'm saying, please just, make it known to me. I might just be in slightly the wrong place because, we're not always the best with directions, are we, fellas? So please just let me know. Okay. All sound good so far? Yeah. Wonderful. Now, the other thing I will do is I will ask for your participation as we go along. So I will ask for your name. Don't tell me anything other than that. If I come to you and I say, I've got a gentleman with me. If I come to this lady here, I'll say, I've got a gentleman with me. He's about this high. Yes is great. No is fantastic as well. That's no problem. What I don't want you to do is go, yep, that was my Uncle Bob. He used to work as a barrowman in the market. He died, 2 years ago on a Friday. Let me try and bring that bit for you. Okay. Just yes or no answers is fantastic. All right. Okay. That being said, let's move straight on. Sometimes I have a short address first. Sometimes I don't. Spirit are really keen to start working. One of the things actually with this place is it's so spiritually active here. It's a wonderful thing. Whenever I come here, it's incredibly spiritually active. We encounter spirits everywhere we go, but it's so active here that, it's just a wonderful place to find that proof of that energy. It's amazing. Now, I do need to come to the lady here with the walking stick, if I may. Hello, what's your name? Yvonne. Nice to meet you, Yvonne. Yvonne, as I'm linking in with you, I do have a lady that's coming forward here. Okay. Now, I want to say this lady will be around probably around 5'4", 5'5", so very similar height to myself, maybe a tiny bit shorter. Okay. Now, I do also want to say that she looks very similar to you in her facial features. All right. And I would want to put her instinctively, I wanted to put her on the mother-grandmother line. Okay. And I feel this may be more mum here, but I want to say that mum was also a bit like a sister as you got older. She was more like a sister than a mum because you were always doing stuff together and enjoying each other's company. Okay. So her role kind of changed a little bit as you grew older. All right. Now, she does make me aware that you did spend a lot of time going to different places and experiencing different things, okay? And you shared in those times together. And what she's making me aware of is at the moment, you could do with a little bit of that again. It's like there is a need for you to go out and be somewhere different, all right? It's like I feel a bit stuck in my place where I am right now, all right? And I need to just move out of that and feel that freedom. That's the word I was looking for, that freedom again. It's like your freedom's not there. It's been taken away from you, okay? So what she's saying here, she was quite a feisty lady when she wanted to be, and she said that she would not put up with any rubbish in that sense, all right? So she's saying she doesn't want you to do that either. She said, normally you wouldn't do that, but with this particular situation, you feel that you haven't quite got as much control, and that's why you can't get out and do these things that you would have wanted to do. She's saying she wants to give you some of that fight back, okay? And it's almost like I'm fighting with myself rather than people here, okay? I'm fighting against myself. So whether this is health-wise, that you feel you're not able to do it, or whatever this is that's going on that makes you feel as though you're trapped in a situation, you can't get out of it, she wants you to fight against that, okay? To fight against yourself in a way here. And just say, no, actually, I'm going to go out and I'm going to go and visit this place, or I'm going to go and see. Did she like to visit castles? Because she's just shown me a castle here. Okay. Then I would want to put it then in like English heritage places. That's the sort of thing she's talking about here, is going and seeing, like these big buildings with museums or heritage stuff. All right. Now that may be that's just something that she wants you to do. I may have got that slightly wrong in saying that she liked that, but I feel that's what she's telling you to do at the moment. Okay. Okay. Thank you. She's talking about there being an interest in local history for you. Would you understand that? You've got a bit of an interest in the history of the areas in which you live. Yeah? Okay. And that's what she's saying. She wants you to go out and explore those buildings that, whether there's a little museum or something like that, just go out to those sorts of places and learn more about the history of the places, history of churches as well, she's just mentioned, going in and finding out about the churches and the history of the churches. She said, because that's sort of something that you enjoy doing. You like finding out about things that have happened in different areas and how areas have come to be what they are. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Right. So she's just mentioning now that she wants to bring my attention to my knees. Okay. And I've asked her which one, and she said, no, both of them. She said, both of them. All right. So she's very much aware that there is an issue around your knees at the moment. She said, you should have kept wearing the long stockings. Keep them warm. All right. And that's just her having a little bit of fun with you there as well, because although I said she could be quite feisty, she was also quite a jovial lady as well when you were not on the wrong side of her. So I'll preface that with, if you got on the wrong side of her, it was a different story. But as long as you're on the right side of her, it's fine. Okay. Now, I do want to try and get around everybody, and I haven't got a great deal of time. So I am going to just give you a couple of dates here, okay? I'm going to... Thank you. I want to come into the almost the middle of January, like the 15th, around there, okay, that would be a significant date. So it's probably going to be a birthday, I feel, okay, somewhere around the 15th of January. I also want to come into the middle of March as well for another birthday, okay. I then want to, okay, we're fast forwarding to September here for a passing. We're passing in September, okay. Okay, thank you. She just said she wanted to steer clear of November because she didn't like the fireworks. Again, this is just her character coming through. All right, so we're going to skip November. And I do need to give you actually another birthday in December as well here. All right. Okay, I'm going to leave. Okay, thank you. I'm going to leave all her love with you, but I'm also going to give you a sunflower because she just gave a sunflower here as well for you. All right. So I'll leave all that with you. I'll say God bless and thank you for working with me. Thank you. Okay, right. Has anyone not been to anything like this before? Good. So we'll know what we're doing. There's always one. Okay, fantastic. Right. I know I've come to you before, sir. I know that. And as I looked at you, the person I've got here just said, not yet. So I'm going to come back to you in a bit. No, I'm quite ready for you yet. Okay, fantastic. In that case, I need to come to the lady here. Is that there? What's your name? Maria. Nice to meet you, Maria. Okay, Maria, as I'm linking in with you, right, I have very different energy coming through here. I've got a gentleman that's stepping forward. Okay, now this gentleman, the spirit I had for this lady, she was quite lively. This gentleman's much more calm. He's much more laid back and chill. All right, bless you. Now I also want to go with father grandfather line with him as well. So the way spirits come through to me, and then we have sort of two lines: mother, grandmother, great grandmother, father, grandfather, great grandfather, and then you get aunts, uncles, sisters, cousins, all on a different line. I want to come this side with him, and I do feel like father here as well. Not wanting to kill anybody off, okay, but I feel like a very fatherly energy with this gentleman. Okay, so is dad in spirit? No. Okay. Father-in-law. Thank you. Okay. Because this gentleman does very much look upon you as a daughter. Okay. He very much looks upon you as a daughter. So I'm just going to check. I'm just going to check that. Okay. Did you know grandfather quite well? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to describe the gentleman and then as long as you then understand which one it is, you don't have to tell us. As long as you know which one it is, that's what's important. Okay. Now, I want to say that he was actually a bit taller than myself, this chap. Okay. Quite a slim build. Okay. He was a bit thinner than me. And I want to say that he was a very active gentleman all the way through to the end of his life. He kept himself quite physically active as much as he could. Okay. There were some sort of health things that got in the way that made that a bit difficult. But for the most part, he was quite in good physical health. Okay. I would need to say that with his passing was quite quick. Okay. And he does bring me to the chest area with that. Okay. But it doesn't feel like there was a long illness that led up to that. It may have been a short illness, but there was nothing that sort of went on for years or anything like that. And as I say, passing was quite quick. All right. Does that help you to establish which one of the two? You know, I said we get one. I changed my mind. We get two. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So this gentleman thought of you as a daughter. Okay. He thought of you as a daughter. You did spend a fair bit of time around him when you were younger. I need to say that I'm looking around the ages of 12, 13 here is the way he's showing you. Okay. Does that help you at all? Yeah. Okay. Right. So I'm asking him why he's coming forward for you. Okay. He's saying that what he wants to do is give you a bit of upliftment at the moment. All right. So it's not because you've been particularly feeling down as such, but there's just been a lot of stuff going on around you recently. You've been kind of like just knocked your mic, sorry. You've just been rushed off your feet at the moment. It's like you haven't had 5 minutes to yourself, all right? And I need to say that the last 2 months is where that's all started from, okay? Started about 2 months ago. Things just start getting really crazy and it's like you're rushed off your feet, all right? That's an interesting one. I haven't heard that for a long time. A push me, pull you. Push me, pull you. So it goes back a long way. It was a character, I think, in a children's book. I can't quite remember where it comes from. Dr. Dolittle, thank you. There we are, from Dr. Dolittle. And it was basically like you're being, it was like an animal with two heads, and one this way, one that way, and it's like you don't know which way to go. And that's kind of where you are at the moment. It's like you're being pulled in this direction and pushed in the other, and you're like, what do I do? Okay, so what he wants to say with that is he wants to say to you to take a bit of his calming energy that he has. Okay, he wants to bring that into you and just to make you kind of take a breath, because that's kind of what you're not doing at the moment. Okay, because you're kind of getting stressed out by the situation, but then you're getting stressed out that you're stressed out, which is making you even more stressed out. Okay, so he says, stop, take a breath, take a moment, and use what you have around you. You have a good support network around you, okay? And I need to say with this, it feels like you just need to talk to somebody about everything that's going on up here, okay? Because in talking it through, it's going to help you to see that it's actually not as big a thing as you're creating in your own head, all right? He's also saying write things down as well. Write it down, make a list of pros and cons. I don't know if that makes sense. You're saying pros and cons of one decision compared to another, and it will kind of help you to figure out what you need to do. All right. Okay. Right. You just mentioned moving house here as well. Okay. Saying, do you really want to throw all that into the mix? All right. Saying just take it one step at a time. Breathe between each bit. Deal with one thing. Take a break. Then deal with something else. Because when you're trying to deal with 5 things at once, it just isn't working for you. Okay, it just isn't working for you. Okay, thank you. I don't know what that's for. Okay, you're right. Yeah, I don't need to know. I need to give you the Mayflower. Okay, now I'm asking him whether that's the Mayflower, the boat, or is it for a flower, or what that's for. And he just said, you don't need to know. Just tell her the Mayflower. Okay, so I'm going to give that to you. It may well be that you need to go back and just have a think about it, to look up where it comes from. I almost want to say that links with an area. Now, I don't know. I know the Mayflower is associated with a particular place, and I feel that's where this is. All right, but it's something you're going to have to go and check up on. All right, and it just feels like this is a bit of proof he's giving you, a little bit of evidence. Okay, that when you find out what that is, you'll know exactly why he gave it to you. All right. Now he wants to do that because you've been seeking proof. You've been seeking something to confirm that spirit are around you. Okay, and that's why he's given you that. It's a very, very unique thing that he's given to you there. Okay, thank you. Okay, right. He wants you to drink less coffee. Okay, he wants you to drink less coffee, and he wants you to drink more sort of water and stuff like that. All right, because he's saying that there is a need for you to be quite hydrated at the moment. Okay, it's like you're not as hydrated as you should be, and it's like the coffee's not really helping that. It's kind of having an adverse effect, if you like. All right, so just kind of try to replace at least a couple of cups with water instead. All right. Okay, thank you. Right, I'm going to give you, please, July. I'm going to come into July for a birthday here. Okay. I need to also give you June for another birthday, and also a wedding anniversary as well in June. Okay. I need to give you a birthday around now as well. Birthday in the family around this time. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, he's just giving me something else here. He's giving me a ring going on here. He's talking about a ring going on. So I need to say there's like an engagement or something, unless there's a wedding coming up very soon. There'll be news of that very soon. If you've not heard of it already, then there'll be news of that very soon. Okay. This is just another thing because he wants you to know how close spirit are, not just around you, but around the family in general. Okay. Because it feels like there is also an opportunity for you to spread that message to others that wouldn't necessarily entertain it normally. But this is a way for you to say, well, look, they know this was happening. They told us about this before you even came and told me, you know. Okay. Right. Thank you. Okay. I need to give you 2 dates in December as well. Okay, so there's a birthday, 2 birthdays in December. All right. Okay. What's the last thing? Okay. Unusual. I always like to give it a little something else, whether it be a flower or a fruit, or I've had all sorts of things, but I've never had a carriage clock before, which is what I need to give you here. There's a carriage clock, okay? And I feel that would be significant with this person, all right? I'm going to leave all their love with you. I'll say God bless and thank you for working with me. Okay, right. How are we doing? Anyone got numb legs, numb bum? No, we're all good? Fantastic. Okay, right. I need to come to this chap here, but I don't want to wake him. Hello. That's all right, mate. What's your name, sir?
Russell.
Russell. Nice to meet you, Russell. Welcome back. My other job, I'm a hypnotist, so, you know. Okay. Right. Russell. As I'm linking in with you, sir, I've got a gentleman that's coming forward here. Okay. Now, this gentleman, I do immediately want to say dad with him. Okay. Now, again, not wanting to kill anybody off. All right. So if it's not dad, then it would be grandfather. But I do want to say dad with him. All right. Now, I want to say with this gentleman, though, that there was a bit of distance there for a while. Okay. I want to say there was a bit of distance there. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Right. It was more a circumstantial thing. There was just a lot of things going on, and there was kind of a bit of distance involved with that. Okay. Okay, thank you. Right. He said he was quite a hard-working person. He always felt with himself as being quite hard-working. Okay. There were people that didn't think he was, but that's how he viewed himself. All right. He always viewed himself as quite a hardworking person, and he always liked to see something through to the end. If he started it, he would much rather see that job through to the end than leave it half finished. Okay. He's wanting to bring that up because he's saying that this is of relevance to you at the moment. Okay, leaving things half finished, or not wanting to leave things half finished. Okay. With that, he says, you're not a juggler. You're not a circus juggler. Okay. So you like to say yes to people. If somebody comes along and says, can you help with this? Can you do that? Whatever it is, you like to say yes to people. Okay. But he's saying you're not a juggler. You can't do 25 things at once. All right. So he wants you to kind of not do things one by one, because he said that's not your nature. That's not the way you do stuff. All right. You're not content if you've got 5 minutes to sit down. You'd much rather keep busy all the time. All right. And he understands that. He totally gets it. But he's saying it's about kind of picking and choosing things at the moment. Okay. He's saying pick and choose what you're doing at the moment so that you're not overwhelmed with everything. All right. Okay. Thank you. He just gave me a reference to Cambridge here. So can you understand a link with Cambridge? Okay, you've just given me a link with Cambridge there that I need to give to you. Okay, thank you. Okay. Right. I need to say there has been talk, may not be you specifically, but certainly around you, of going over to France next year, because you just showed me the Eiffel Tower here. Okay. If you can't take that, just watch out for it. Okay, because you may hear talk around it. It might be somebody's planning to go out there for a little holiday, whatever it is. But he's very much been around and heard this talk of France. Okay, for next year. Okay. I'm just checking it's not the Blackpool Tower that he's given me. But no, it is the Eiffel Tower. It is the Eiffel Tower. He's draped it in a French flag, so I know we're there. Okay, so just keep an eye open for that, because I feel like there's going to be a bit of an option, and I feel this could be work related. Okay, that there'll be an option to go out there and do something, not long term. It's not going to be like months and months and months. It'll just be like a week or something like that. It's going to be quite short term, but this would certainly be something that it is going to include you. It's going to be you going out with somebody else to do something there. All right. So I need you to keep an eye open for that, because he's saying when that comes up for you, he wants you to take it. He wants you to take it because you tend to, you're a creature of comfort in a sense. You don't like to go out of your boundaries. You know where you are, you know, you're fine. Plonk you down somewhere else and it's like a deer in headlights. Okay. And that's what he wants to sort of do, is take you out of your comfort zone a little bit and say, you know, go and take this and explore that experience. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I need to give somebody working on a car here. You show me somebody working on a car. Okay. You understand that, why he's giving that to you? Okay. Good. Okay. I'm asking him, you know, is there a specific reason he's giving that to you at the moment? Okay. Right. So I do want to say there's a car that's being worked on at the moment as well. Okay. There's a car that's being worked on at the moment. Okay. You should put his thumbs up. Well done. Well done. All right. He's quite pleased with whatever's been done with it. It's being done properly. Okay. So he's quite pleased with that. Okay. Thank you. Right. What else would you like to give me here? Okay. Okay. Thank you. I do need to give you, and I feel this is, okay. No, it's not. Thoughtfully Soken, memory links going back. That's down near Clacton on sea. Okay. And he's going back here. This is a memory link. Can you understand why he's giving you that area? Not really. Don't worry. Think about it. It will come to you. I'm sure. All right. It's just bringing that in as a memory link here. All right, because he's talking about times that have gone by. Okay. Now the reason he's doing that is because he wants to say there has been some reminiscing for yourself as well. You've been thinking about times that have gone by. Okay. In particular, around whether or not you made the correct decision about something. All right. He says you shouldn't even question whether you made the right decision or not, because you did. Okay, even if you weren't sure about it, he's saying, you know, you made the right decision for you at the time. Yeah. That was the right decision, and don't even give it a second thought. He said, all right. Yeah. Okay. He's saying you've come a long way from then, and he's talking about a period here of 6 years. We understand you've come a long way in the last 6 years. And he's quite proud of that. He's quite pleased of the progress you've made over those last 6 years. Okay, as he says, it's almost like chalk and cheese. You know, between where you were then and where you are now. It's a much better you now than it was then. Okay, you just wanted me to cast a fishing rod here as well. Okay, just wanted me to cast a fishing rod. All right. Okay, thank you. Okay, right. I'm really cautious of time, so I'm going to give you some dates as well, but he wants to give me something else for you first, which is, what is that, please? Okay, I know what that is. It's a it's gone out my head. I just don't know what it is, and I can't forget. Chocolate chip cookies. I can't think of the name of the company that makes them. It's totally gone out my head. Come in a red packet. Thank you. Maryland chocolate chip cookies. Okay, he wants to give you a pack of those. See, I told you I'd get you all involved, didn't I? He wants to give you a pack of Maryland cookies. All right. Okay. And again, that would be for a significant link as well there. Okay. But I feel that links more with a lady that's also in spirit as well. Okay. Because he's just making me aware that there's a lady in spirit that would link slightly more than with him. All right. But she just wanted to say hello and give you a cookie. Right. Okay. So I'm then going to I need to come into February here, and I need to come to somebody that has a birthday in a leap year. One of those leap year birthdays. Okay. Don't worry about it. I'm terrible with dates. Just kind of, yeah, so they were born in a leap year. So they have that birthday on a day that doesn't exist. Okay. So just keep that in mind. You'll find where that links in. Okay. So I need to give you that. I also need to come into an early wedding anniversary in March here as well. Okay. So there's a wedding anniversary in March. I need to come into June as well. I need to give you June. Okay. I need to give you somebody by the name of June who has a birthday in June. Okay. So I'm going to give you that as well. I'm not going to give you loads more because I'm terrible with dates, and if you're anything like me, so I'm going to probably cut that there because that'll give you enough to think on. I'm going to leave there, love with you. I'm going to say God bless and thank you for working with me. Okay, right, where are we going now? Everyone's wide awake. It's lovely. I'm going to come to this lady here, if I may. Hello there. What's your name? Alison. Nice to meet you, Alison. I just went, oh no, this is going to be trouble. Okay, right. Alison, I need to give you somebody here that would have called you trouble. All right, because I keep referring to you as trouble. All right. This is a gentleman. All right, but he's not letting me know exactly where he fits in yet. Okay, because I'm asking him which line he's on, and he just keeps going, oh, it's trouble, it's trouble. I'm asking him to move past that. Okay. Right. This gentleman, I want to say with him, I feel fairly tallish chap. Okay, fairly tallish chap. He did have a little bit of a belly on him. He wasn't massive, but he wasn't like super skinny either. He had a little bit of a belly on him. All right, and he was a big foodie. He was a big lover of food. He's always snacking on something or eating something, and it would be weird to see him without something in his hand that he's snacking on. All right. And he makes me very much aware that he spent quite a lot of time driving. Okay. So I don't know if he drove for a living, but he spent a lot of time behind the wheel. All right. Because he's just made me aware that that's where you would find him. You know, you'd find him in the van, in the car, whatever it was. All right. Is that making sense so far for you? Not really. No, that's fine. Don't worry. I'm going to ask him for a little bit more then. Okay. Because he seems to think that you would know him from that already. But okay. Right. Okay. Thank you. I need to say this was a neighbour. This wasn't direct family. This was a neighbour that you helped. Not falling for you, is it? Don't worry. Right. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to say, just know this chap is here for you. He wanted to come in and say hello, and he wanted to thank you for the help that you gave him as well. Okay. Now I've explained to him that you're not too sure who he is, and I'm asking him, just to take a step back for us and let someone else come forward for you. So while he does that, he just wanted to come in and give you his gratitude. Basically, that's really what he was coming for. All right. Okay. Okay, thank you. Right. I need to say that this chap, this would have been, he's been passed to spirit roughly 20 years now. Okay, roughly 20 years he's been passed to spirit. Okay, so it may be something that might help you to kind of look back and work out who he was. Okay, right. He said she will find me, so that's fine. I'm happy with that. All right. So, okay, thank you. Right. So I've got a lady that's coming forward here. Now, this lady, I feel like I'm taking very deliberate footsteps. So I'm going to say she was a bit unsteady on her feet at the end with this lady. Okay. I want to say this lady, it's almost like she wants to put herself at my shoulder level. I think she was a little bit taller than that, but she was quite short. She was quite demure in her stature. Okay. Now, I do feel very grandmotherly with this lady. She comes forward with that energy about her, okay? And she was one of those people that she wasn't just your grandmother, she was your friend's grandmother and the bloke down the street's grandmother. And she took everybody in. Didn't matter who they were her grandkids, all right? All the great grandkids and everything else, they were all her just grandkids because that's the way she was. You know, she was very, very loving, caring lady. Okay. Okay. Thank you. She loved a cup of tea. All right, because she went for the tea, not the water. So she did love a cup of tea. And I need to say, with this lady, she wants to thank somebody for leaving tea out for her after she passed as well. Somebody kept taking tea or leaving tea for her. Okay, so it might need to be, you need to look that up. I feel like somebody, I don't want to say like Christmas times, birthday, that sort of thing, they would go somewhere. So I don't know if she's buried or whether she was cremated, but they go somewhere and they leave a cup of tea for her. Okay, and she just wanted to give the thanks back to them for doing that. All right, so if you find out who that is, please pass that on for us. Okay, now, thank you. She says that she wants you to know that her passing was very peaceful. Okay, her passing was very peaceful, and it feels like, you know, some people just had questions. They know that it was peaceful, but they just had questions. She's saying it was very peaceful. For her, it was the right time. Okay, it was the right time. Okay, thank you. She talks about there being some pain around her lower back. Okay, she gives me some pain around the lower back here, and she says there was pain there. There was a few other pains, and things were sort of. It was just right. It was just the right time. Okay, and she just wanted you and everybody else to know that she was more than happy with the time that she went and the time that she had here as well. It's not like I didn't leave anything unfinished. You know, I'd taken care of everything. I did everything I needed to do. That's where she was. Okay, thank you. Right. Okay. Do you know what a development circle is? No. Okay. So a development circle is basically a training circle for mediums and people that are going to do spiritual work. Okay, and you come together and then you practice doing different things. All right. She wants you to go to one. Okay, she wants you to go to one, and she's a bit surprised that you said no, that you hadn't heard of it and didn't know what it was. The term. Okay, right. Because she's saying it's been mentioned to you before. Okay. Well, we can make that 101. Okay. Because she wants to come in and bring that to you, because she says there is things for you to do. Okay. Now, everybody in this movement will say to you, you have free will. Okay. And it's true. We all have free will. We can choose to do something. We can choose not to do something. I came into this movement as a complete skeptic, non-believer. My ex-mother-in-law ran a centre and she said, my chairperson's resigned. Can you help me out for 2 weeks? 10 years later, Still there, still doing. Okay, so when we say free will, what we mean is if Spirit have got an idea for you, they'll get you there. Okay, it might take a while, but they'll get you there. All right. So yes, free will, but try and find a circle. Okay. Now with that, she says it doesn't necessarily mean you'd be up on the platform in front of people. She kind of gets that's not really your thing, but there are other settings. There's one-to-one readings, spiritual healing. There's all sorts of different things that can involve spiritual work. Okay, and she wants to bring that around you. All right. Okay. She said she's done the nagging bit. She's done the nagging bit. Right. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Oh, that's an old name. I need to give you a name, Queenie, that would link around her. Okay, so this could be a friend of hers or something like that, I think. All right, that's where she's going with that. All right, and she just wanted to reference that because she's saying that they're met up on the other side. Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, okay, thank you. There's not really anything else in terms of like you need to do or whatever because she's just quite happy with the way things are going for you at the moment. Okay, things are kind of plain sailing now. All right. I do need to. Okay, thank you. She does reference 2002, 2003 as being harder years. There was a lot of stuff going on then. A while back. Don't worry, just think on it. But she's saying it kind of that was a time when Spirit were a little bit more worried about you, but since then there's not really been anything. Things have been moving along nicely. So I'm going to leave their love with you on that. Now she does want to give you a carrot of all things. Okay, she wants to give you a carrot. So I'm going to give you that. Okay. Oh, okay. I also need to give you a new car as well. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I need to say there is a need for one. Okay, there is a need for one. Okay, thank you. Okay. I also need to bring in, I don't feel for you, but for somebody around you as well, there's a mobility car as well. Okay. So just bear that in mind, keep an eye on that because there's somebody that it feels like they need a mobility car, but they wouldn't necessarily apply for one themselves and they need to be encouraged into doing that. Okay. Because they, okay, thank you. So it feels like this person has kind of lost a lot of their freedom. Whoever this is, they've lost a lot of their freedom. They're not able to get out really now. And this feels like it's, I don't know if it was I'm not sure quite what it was, but there's been an illness, whether it's a stroke or something like that. I don't feel right with that. I don't feel right with that. But there was something going on where they've lost a lot of their freedom. They can't get out and do what they used to do. And they have taken, their mental health has taken a little bit of a downward turn because of that. This is who needs to be encouraged to get this mobility car because that's going to help them drastically. Okay, it will turn things around for them completely, and for whatever reason, you're the person that can do that for them. Okay, so I'm going to leave that with you. Okay, date wise, we're going to go June again straight away. Okay, we've got a wedding anniversary and a birthday and a passing all in June. Okay, I also need to go to October here as well. They're talking about a birthday in October and a wedding at the end of October. A wedding at the end of October. It's a bit cold, but okay. I'm going to give that to you as well. And they're going around the 25th, 26th, around that time for that. So maybe something you need to look into. Okay, just give me that again. They just wanted to talk a little bit about like indigestion, that sort of thing. Okay, I just wanted to mention that they've been aware that there's been some things recently. Okay, what do you want to say about that? Eat a bit slower. That's all. You tend to rush through. They're saying you tend to rush through. It's like, get it prepared, get it on the table, get it done, get it cleared away, go. And it's like a military operation. It's like a military operation. And it's a, just relax. The dishes, it doesn't matter if they spend 10 minutes on the table. Don't worry about it. They'll be fine. They'll still be there when you come back to them. Okay? So they just want you to kind of relax a little bit. Just chill. All right? Okay, thank you. Okay, she does want to bring in here a necklace that was passed down through the family. It's been passed down through the family. Okay, so she just wants to hand that down. I don't know where it is. It doesn't feel like it's something you have, but it feels like it should have gone to you, and she's wanting to give it to you. I'm just going to leave that with you, I'm afraid. All right, I'll leave all their love with you. I say God bless and thank you for working with me, and I hope you find who the neighbour was. Okay, right. Where are we going then? Okay, I need to come to the lady in the pink at the end there if I can. Hello. Hi, what's your name? Ursula. Nice to meet you, Ursula. Right. Somebody here, they wanted to just, straight away, they want to give me a clipboard and they want to, it's like I need to organise everything. I've got to micromanage every single little piece, okay? Okay, right. Okay. I'm asking them who they are, and it's almost like they're a bit scared to come forward. It's like, oh, I don't know if I should. Okay, right. Thank you. Okay. This is a lady that's coming forward, and I feel very grandmotherly with this lady. Okay. Now, I do need to say that with her, I feel that there would have been a little bit of a speech issue towards the end of her life, okay, because she started to get words muddled up there. All right. And it was, I want to say this was right at the end. Okay. So whether this was, okay, she says, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it was. It's just there for you. All right. Okay. I need to give you a gym. Okay. So I don't know if this is you or whether this is somebody around you, but somebody's been spending quite a lot of time doing gym work and exercises, and they like to do sort of running and all this sort of stuff. Would you understand who that is? Okay. Okay. What I need to say is this person used to spend a lot of time doing things like that because it allowed them to think. It allowed them time and space away from people where they could kind of clear their mind and they can think things through. Okay. They want them to get back to that. Okay. Maybe not quite as intense as it used to be. Does that make more sense now? No, yeah, with you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's almost like she's a little bit hesitant to just go, it's you, because she doesn't want to get an earful back. Okay. Because she says sometimes you can be quite confrontational. Okay. This is where she's going with this. Sometimes you'll be quite confrontational. And if you think you're in the right, you will 100% argue your point. Once you realise you're wrong, you'll still argue your point. You won't let it go. Okay? Okay. I can only tell you what she's giving it to me. Okay? And that's how she's giving it to me. And what she wants to say with that is there is a little bit of that around the situation at the moment where it's like you need to not back down, but you need to take a step back. Okay? Because it's like you're too involved in something at the moment. You just need to take a step back so you can look at it from an outside point of view, and then you'll get a clearer picture of what you need to do to move forward. Okay? Do you understand what she means? Not quite getting that. That's okay. That's fine. I'll ask her to explain it in a slightly different way. Okay. I need to put this around a younger person as well, that there's a younger person involved in this conflict. Okay. And whether you see it as a conflict, I feel they do see it as a conflict. Would you understand that way? Yeah. Okay. And it's just like I need to take a little step back and maybe re-examine the situation through their eyes almost. Okay. And she's saying, leave that there. So I'm going to leave that there. All right. Okay. She does mention, though, again, about you spending time thinking things through, where you're, whether it's going for a run or whether it's going for a long walk or whatever it might be, but spending some time outdoors, not really the best weather, but spending some time outdoors, because you do a lot of your best thinking in those moments. Okay. It helps you to sort of focus and to concentrate. And she wants to bring that back in for you. Talk about a dog here as well. Okay. Talk about a dog. And I feel this is a new dog coming in. If there's one not coming recently, then there's been talk about getting one. You'd understand that. Kind of, maybe, yes, no? One's more recent. Okay. I'm just checking with them. Okay. Yeah, I feel that's where they're going with that. Okay. So she's aware of that new addition to the family. All right. I need to say that there has been some concern about health with one of the dogs recently. Okay, because you just mentioned there being a little bit of concern around one of the dogs, and I feel like it's related to whether it's trod on something or whether it's a joint issue. Okay, you understand what they're talking about now? Yeah, perfect. Okay, good. Again, just letting you know how close that they are around you. Okay, and again, that is also answering the question that's been asked: is are they around you? Okay, and when we ask that question, we all do, even as a medium. Sometimes I find myself saying, "Oh, are you there? Are you around me?" And when we ask that question, they like to come back and give us those little things as answers, just to let you know and to reassure you. Okay, of course you know anyway, but it's just that reassurance for you. Okay, thank you. Okay, I need to give you the name of William, which is called out there, Bill. Okay. Again, not killing anybody off. They might be here. Okay. But it was just a name that was called out. Okay. And I feel like that name was called out because they want to send some thoughts out to William at the moment. Okay. So some healing thoughts to him. So if you're able to, if you know who they are, let them know that there are healing thoughts coming from Spirit for them. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, thank you. I'll switch to the water. I need to say that there's been, no, sorry, not that there's been, that there is coming up. The next 2 weeks are quite busy for you, which you should already be aware of, I hope. Okay, they're going to be quite busy 2 weeks, all right? And that's why she wanted to switch to the water rather than tea here, because you need to make sure that you're keeping yourself hydrated, you're keeping yourself fed correctly. Okay, not just fed, but fed correctly, because you're going to need that energy for the next 2 weeks. Okay, there's a hectic time coming up. Okay, it's nothing you've not done before. Okay, so it'll be a walk in the park for you, but it's still something that they know has been weighing on your mind a little bit, and so they wanted to just come in and just say, look, you'll be fine. Just drink plenty of water, keep yourself fed properly, you'll be fine. All right. Okay. This year or next year? Okay, I need to give you a vacation around Christmas time. If it's Christmas, a vacation. Going away for Christmas. Okay, they just talked about that as well, going away for Christmas. Again, this is all to let you know how close that she is around you. Okay, I also need to give you the name of Martin that's just been called out here as well. Okay, fantastic. Right. Okay, I do need to give you some issues with the lower back as well here. All right, just bringing that back in as well. Okay, that's an odd thing to give. Okay, I'll give it. So I'm moving on to the part with dates and things now, and she wants to give you a tomato. So I'm going to give you a tomato, gladly, because I can't stand them. So please take that. I'm also going to give you, that's nice and precise, the 30th of March. Okay, 30th of March. That as a significant date. Okay, I need to give you also the 15th of April. She's very precise, this lady. 15th of April as well as a significant date, okay? And the 21st of September, all right? Now, as I said, if I'm a day wrong either side, please don't kill me, but she seems very, very precise, one of the most precise people I've had come through, okay? So I feel that she was quite organised as well, which is where some of that comes down to you as well. You kind of take on those traits. She always kept birthdays written down and things like that. You know, even if she knew them off of the top of her head, she would make sure they were written down as well. All right. Okay. She's also saying here about you writing stuff down as well, keeping 2 records of things because it's like I'm going to lose one. Okay. It's like one's going to go missing, so make sure you've got 2. All right. I hope that doesn't mean you're going to lose your phone somewhere. All right, but just be aware of it and like be extra careful. All right, because she's saying 1 record of stuff is going to get lost, so make sure you've got a separate copy. All right, okay. Also, she wants to just say in closing, good luck with the new job. Okay, just wanted to bring that in. So whether that's for you or somebody very close around you, but she's just saying good luck with the new job. All right. I'm going to leave all her love with you. I'll say God bless and thank you for working with me. Okay, right. Oh my gosh, it's going so quickly.
Hey, you can go longer.
Okay, right. I feel it's time to come to my friend here. Hello. Just remind me of your name, sir. Darren. Nice to see you again, Darren. Yeah. Darren, as I'm linking in with you, I need to give you I don't know if it's a change of job or a change in the role of what you do, okay? But they're talking about there being a recent change related to work. Would you understand what they're talking about here? No, that's all right, don't worry. I'm going to ask them to explain it in a different way for you, okay? Okay, no, I can't put it any differently than that, fair enough. You have changed the way you do things around work. Okay, that's what they're saying. There's been a change in the way that you do what you do. Okay. Don't worry. It's just what they want to bring through because they're just referencing that there being that change around what you do, and that was one of the first things they wanted to come through with. So I don't know why, but that's what they're bringing through for you. Okay. So walk into a chair. Okay, thank you. Right. So what I have, who I have for you here is I have a gentleman that's coming forward. Okay. Now this gentleman, I do need to put him. I need to put him on a completely different line here. I need to put him in the brother-uncle line. Okay. And I need to say this gentleman would have been almost exactly the same height as myself. Okay. And I want to say that he was a similar build to me as well. He had a bit too much of a belly on him. Okay. I want to say he was a very hands-on person working. Okay, whatever he did wasn't an office job; it was very much manual work. All right, and he, it was to his benefit because it kept him fit in that sense. You know, so it might have been more muscle than mine isn't muscle, but his might have been more muscle. All right, and I need to say that he was a very strong character. Okay. he would face any battle head on. Okay. And he says it wasn't always the best way of doing it because he kept everything locked up inside. He didn't talk about his feelings and his emotions. He wasn't that sort of a person. Okay. And he just says, that was not necessarily the best way of doing things, and he understands that now. Okay. But there's a reason why he wants to bring that around you at the moment, and he wants to talk about that around you at the moment. Okay. Just saying it. Sometimes a problem shared is a problem halved. Okay. All right. And he said that's as far as we need to go with that. All right. Now, he does want to talk about travel around the country here. Okay. He's talking about traveling around the country. All right. And I need to say that you'd understand there's travel coming up for you around the country as well next year. Always traveling. Right, okay. We're talking about next year in particular here, okay? I'm trying to think of the name of the singer and I can't think of it. I know it will come to me probably on the drive home and it will annoy me unless anyone else wants to help me out here with this one. I'm sure it's Paul something. Wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. See, there we are. That would fit for you quite significantly, okay? And that's why I wanted to bring that up for you at the moment. All right. Okay. The reason he wants to bring that in for next year for you is just to kind of let you know that it's not stopping anytime soon. So whether there's any thoughts of that, you can dismiss them. It's not stopping anytime soon. You're going to keep going. All right. But it's a positive thing, though. Okay, it's a positive thing. You're one of those people you can't sit around, sit in a chair on your hands and do nothing. You need to be kind of doing stuff. You like doing stuff. Okay. Okay. Right. Thank you. He's just talking about there being and I want to say problem with an ankle. Yeah. Okay. Now it might not be you directly, but somebody linked very closely around you. There's a problem with somebody's ankle, and it does feel significant. Okay, like it's like an arthritic pain. Okay. I just want to bring that in and say that needs to be sort of followed up on. Is Mum still here? Okay. I want to put this with Mum. Okay. And it just feels like this needs to be followed up on because she's suffering needlessly. Okay. And that's the way she is she would rather suffer than bother somebody with it. Okay. And it's like, it just needs to be looked at just to make sure and to kind of, I don't know, given her painkillers or whatever it is, but it's just to kind of, she doesn't need to be suffering with this. Okay. And that's why they want to bring that up to you at the moment. Okay. I need to give you the name of Arthur here, just called out. Okay. The name Arthur was called out. And also the name Bob, not Robert, but Bob. Okay. Okay. Thank you. The name Michelle has also just been called out here as well. Now, again, we're not pinning anybody off. They could be Earth plane, but the name Michelle there has just been called out as well. All right. I also, okay, because, right. I'm just going to say, they've just shown me a Victorian gentleman with a top hat and the cane and everything, like a Victorian gentleman. Okay. I have no idea why, but they've just shown that to me, so I need to give that to you as well. Okay. Okay. I believe this gentleman is a guide for you. Okay, so I don't know if you are aware of guides, but I need to put this gentleman around you as a guide. Okay, all right. So I don't know if you're aware of him already or whether this is somebody new coming in for you, but he's just got all this Victorian dress on, and he just sort of doffed his hat and let me know that he's going to be very much around you. Okay. 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 Thank you. Right. I need to be putting some physical labour around you, around the home. So there's something that needs doing around the home, and I feel, I'll tell you what they've shown me. They've shown me like building a little wall. Okay. They've shown me building a little, like a garden wall or something. I don't know, but they're building a little wall here. All right. And it's like I'm going to be out there doing it in the snow. All right. No idea why, but I've got to give that to you. All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Right. Okay. Thank you. I also need to give like sounds around you, like hear things when there's not things. If that makes sense. All right. I just want to bring that in for you as well. Okay. Thank you. And the smell of woodbines. Okay. Need to bring that for you as well there. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Right. Okay. I'll give it to him. I've got to give you a wheelchair. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm going to give you a wheelchair. All right. And then people have had some very interesting things. You know, we had a carriage clock. Lovely. I've got to give you a wheelchair. Sorry about that. I'm going to give you January for a birthday. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Right. I'm going to give you just a few because I said they could be here all night otherwise, because there's lots and lots of dates. Okay. And there's lots and lots of people in spirit as well. Okay. Lots of family in spirit as well. So I'm just going to give you January for a birthday. I'm going to give you October for a birthday. Then I'm going to step back here. And I'm going to give you July for a wedding and December for a birthday. And I'll leave all their love with you at that point. So thank you very much for working with me. Thank you. Okay. Right. Where are we going now? Okay. Make it mine. Right. I'm going to come to the lady with the green jumper first. Me. Hello there. Hello. What's your name? Sandra. Nice to meet you, Sandra. Okay. I was asking because I've got two sets of people here, and one set's for you, and one set's for the lady next to you. So I'm like, who wants to go first? Okay. Okay. As I'm linking in with you, I have a gentleman that's stepping forward here. Okay. Now, this gentleman, as he steps forward, just a little bit taller than myself. Not much, but just a little bit taller than myself. He makes me aware that he lost a lot of weight. Okay. He lost a lot of weight. But he's not making me aware of if that was at the time that he passed or whether it's beforehand. He's just saying, I lost a lot of weight. And he's quite pleased with it. Okay. So it was something he was quite happy that he lost some weight because he wanted to get rid of it. All right. Not that he was ever massive, but he just wanted to be a bit thinner. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. I wasn't quite understanding why he was showing me that the way he was showing me it. I need to give you somebody around you, maybe you or somebody very closely around you, that's very overconscious of their weight at the moment. Okay, to a point where it's almost becoming a worry. All right. Do you understand who that is? Okay, fantastic. As long as you understand who that is, they're a little bit concerned about that as well. Okay, so they want you to know that they share in the concerns there that people have, and they are sending as much as they can to try and progress this forward. But I feel that there's a few other problems as well. There's like a multitude of issues with this person that's going on. And so there's a few things they're working on. Okay, there's a few things they're working on there. Okay. Somebody had asked for help from Spirit with that as well. Okay, and it was to tell you so that you can pass that on to them, that Spirit have heard that and they're doing as much as they can. Okay? Okay. Right. It's almost like I want to come back a long way with roots, spiritual roots with you. Okay? There's a long line of connection with Spirit. Okay? And the first thing they want to say is thank you for continuing that. Okay? Thank you for continuing that. Okay? Thank you. They're saying that there has been times where it's been tested. Okay? There's been times when it's been tested. And there's been times when you kind of went, well, it's, yeah. And they want to recognise all of that. And within that, they're saying, if we just fixed it, there wouldn't have been the other lessons that come along with that. And you wouldn't be where you are now. And I don't mean physically in this room, but yeah, as a person, you wouldn't be where you are now if you hadn't have gone through those things first. Okay. And that's why it was done that way. All right. But they're really glad and really thankful that you remained spiritual. Okay. Okay. Right. I need to also give you a lot of care that was given to a lady that's passed the Spirit now from you. There was a lot of care given to this lady. Okay. She just kind of wants to, okay, thank you. She's just like, sorry, it's not my turn. It's not my turn. But she just wanted to come in and say thank you for that. Okay. And then sort of go again. I was like, do you want to come in? No. She said, not my turn. All right. So I feel this lady's been through before. Okay. And it's kind of like somebody else's time right now. It's the gentleman's turn to come through. All right. So what does he want to come forward for? Okay. I need to give you one step forward, well, 2 steps back. Okay, because that's kind of what I'm not taking to, because I'll end up going through the window. But that's what they wanted me to say is there's a bit of that going on at the moment. Okay, where there's a particular thing you feel like you're getting somewhere, and then taking 2 steps back. I need to put this medical as well. There's a medical situation where that feels a little bit the same, but that's not with you. That's with somebody else that you are again sort of caring for, providing some care for. Okay, so as well as there being this situation with you, there's also, and I feel this is another lady here, all right, where there's this kind of like they're trying to move forward, but it's not. Okay. Would you understand there's a lady that you look after that has quite a few hospital appointments recently? No. Okay. Okay. You'd understand giving care to a lady at the moment, though, whether it's just sort of doing bits of shopping, just popping in and seeing them now and again. There's somebody that you're checking up on fairly regularly. Okay. Well, there is. Okay. Can I just ask you to hold on to that? Okay, because it feels like they don't quite know how to explain exactly who it is, but I feel it will be something that comes known to you. It's just maybe now's not exactly the right time, but it's coming up. It's coming up. So please keep an eye out for it. And there'll be a few hospital appointments for them, but there's going to be a need for you to kind of get involved in that as well. So whether it's taking them to the appointments or following up on test results or whatever it is, but there'll be a need for you to help them a little bit more because otherwise it's not going to get done. All right, so just keep that in mind. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay. Whoever this lady is, I feel she's quite emotional. The lady that needs this help, she gets quite emotional because they want to give a box of tissues to take to her as well. All right, so just bear that in mind. All right. Okay. Right. I also need to put somebody working in a school around you. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, because they just mentioned that there. Because I just wanted to make sure I was in the right place, and so I asked them for that. Okay, right. I need to give some sort of like a sore throat here with you. Yes, they're talking about there having been a bit of a sore throat recently. I won't ask. Okay, they're just referencing that. It just made me feel like there's a bit of a scratchiness going on there. Okay, and they just wanted to reference that. Okay, thank you. They're also talking about somebody again. They're saying about night times and sleeping through the night has been an issue as well. Okay, because they're just bringing that in as well there. Okay, okay, thank you. Right. Now, I know you've already heard me explain development circles. They want to bring that around you as well. Okay. They're talking again about there being this long line coming through. Okay, you run one. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So that's what that's for. It's a connection. Connecting people. Lovely. Okay. Okay, thank you. Would you understand it had been thought within this year of giving up? Okay. But like I said earlier, a free will. You know, we have it, but we don't. Okay. And they just want to bring that forward. And I need to say that there has been growth there that's helped you to kind of reignite that spark to keep going. Okay. Because it kind of got a bit lost there for a while, and they did what they needed to do to kind of reignite it and bring that back around you. All right. Okay, thank you very much. I need to give cats. Yes, cats. Okay, need to give cats. Because they just brought this, the smell of the cat fur. They brought that around me then. And I need to say that there is a lot of thanks from animals in the spirit world to you as well. Okay, for caring for them. All right. Okay, thank you. Okay. Right, I'm just going to give you some dates. And then if I can squeeze an extra 5 minutes just for the lady behind, because I know we are way over already, I'll just squeeze a quick message for you. I'll just give you some quick ones. I'll give you February for birthday, please. And then I'll give you April also, and August for a wedding anniversary. And I'll leave all that love with you there. And what was your name, sorry? Cheryl. Nice to meet you, Cheryl. Okay, right. As I'm linking in with you, Cheryl, I've got a lady that's stepping forward here, and I feel quite mumsy with this lady. Okay, so is mum still here? Yeah, so I want to say grandmother then. Okay, now I want to say that grandmother was very close to you. She remembers you much younger. Okay, I don't know when she passed, but the way she's showing me you here is sort of a baby, and then as a toddler, and she's kind of drawing me to that time. Okay, drawing me to that time here. I do need to say she feels quite comfortable in spirit, so it feels like she's been past a while because she's quite comfortable with that, and she has come through for you before. Okay, she's coming through today basically because you've asked. Okay, you've asked, and so she's done that for you. All right. It's almost like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to get a message tonight. Oh, here we are. All right. I need to close the doors of a supermarket. Okay, it's like spending too much time in there, so she wants to shut the doors and lock them up. All right. Okay. Why is that though? Why is that? Can you understand somebody growing their own vegetables? Okay. that's what I need to give to you here is that, okay? If you thought about it in the past, then definitely take that forward, because it's something that they want to bring you here. That's why they wanted to shut the doors. It's like, you don't need to go and buy that. You can grow it in the garden, all right? And the reason that they want to bring that around is because, similar to the lady I said earlier, that you know, exercise and walking is their time to think. This will be your time to think, okay? When you're doing things like that, it's a time for you to spend it away from people and just close off the outside world and just have that time for yourself, because it's something that's needed at the moment for you. You need that time to yourself, okay? I need to say there's been tears around you recently as well, because they're just referencing that, okay? And they just kind of want to just want to pick you up, remove you from everything, plonk you down, let you get on with planting the veggies. I'm coming into this time of year is maybe not the best time to be doing that, but there we are. They're bringing that in for you, okay? Okay, it'd have to be a quick one, I'm sorry, but she just wanted to come forward to say she knows that you wanted her to come, so she's here. And please, you know, bit of gardening, bit of green fingers. All right. Okay. I'm just going to give you here November for a birthday and also a passing. Okay. And I need to give you February for a birthday, January for a birthday, April for a wedding anniversary. Okay. And I need to give you June for a passing as well. Okay. And the name Sarah has just been called out. Okay. So I need to give you that as well there. All right. I'm going to leave all their love with you. Thank you very much, and thank you. If I didn't get round to you, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't hear that. Close? Yeah, certainly. Okay, if I could invite you to just join me in a quick closing prayer, please, friends. So as we say, dear Father, Heavenly Spirit, guides and helpers, again, we thank you all for the opportunity to come together in this beautiful sanctuary as like-minded souls and share in the love and the messages that have come through. I'd like to thank all of the people here and all of the staff, and also all of the loved ones that have come forward from Spirit for all of their hard work that has gone into the messages we've all received this evening. I'd like to ask for a cloak of protection to be placed around each and every person present, that we be guided safely on our way home and on our journey until we all meet again. I'd like to ask for peace to spread across the world, and lastly, that the doors of this sanctuary remain open forevermore for those who need it. Amen.